Hello and welcome to another wonderful episode of the program The Pandora Box with Magdalene Ayoma. And today we're going to be talking about something very sensitive to the polity of Cross River State and Nigeria at large. We're here with Barrister Mba Ukweni, a senior advocate of Nigeria, and he's going to help us digest and know exactly what is going on in Cross River State as it relates with the judiciary. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you, Magdalene.
It's been about 2 weeks now. Cross River has been without a chief judge. What's your position on this as regards Cross River State as a senior advocate of Nigeria from Cross River State?
It's quite a disturbing situation. We've not had a situation like this in Cross River State, even though we have had incidents of things like this in other states like River State, Abia State, and one or two states in the west, but we've not had this, and it is a situation that we were not expecting would happen here if people are behaving in accordance with the rules that are supposed to follow. What I mean by that is that to follow the normal rules that are applicable for the appointment of the person to the office of the chief judge of a state.
Can you take us into the genesis of this whole matter?
The genesis of the matter is will take us far back to the period of Justice Okoye before he became a chief judge of the state. I know very well that somebody, our good friend, Honorable Justice Maurice Eleji, has been interested in becoming a chief judge for quite a long time, and I did not know how he was going to do it as at that time, when during the time of Itam there were about 3 or 4 persons ahead of him, and we know that both the Constitution and the NJC regulations governing the appointment of chief judges insist on appointing the most senior person to the office. Close to the time Justice Michael Eden, the immediate past chief judge of the state, was about leaving, close to the time he was to leave the office, we started hearing the rumor. I received messages and calls that we should pray for Justice Maurice Eleji, that it was going to be his year to become a chief judge. And I said, well, I would be happy that Maurice Eleji, my friend, become a chief judge, but how is it going to be? Because the provisions of the Constitution is very clear on that. I was surprised that the arrangement was to work with the governor to supersede the next most senior judge, which is Justice Akon. I was surprised how that was going to happen. But they started putting everything in shape to do that. In our profession, we operate like the military setting. In our profession, we don't toy with seniority. It is not allowed that you bring a junior person to come and head the senior person. We do not allow that. That can only happen if there are certain issues that has to do with the integrity of the senior person, and it has to do with the issue of disciplining the senior person, and in which case he will not even be in the office for the junior person to take over. So suddenly, when I said that the governor did not from the beginning intend to appoint Justice Akon to the office of the chief judge, I meant it, because if you interview the immediate past chief judge, it will let you know the pressure that the governor puts him through to insist on recommending Justice Maurice Eleji. But it couldn't work that way, because the provisions of the Constitution is very clear on it that it is the most senior person that has to, the most senior judge that has to be appointed. And that was what compelled the governor in the first place to appoint Justice Akon in an acting capacity. And they started planning the next thing to do, which was to deprive her of being confirmed as a chief judge. And they waited for that 3 months to elapse. That after the 3 months, they would not. The governor told her governor said it. All the things that they have been talking about, my interest in Akon and then many other things were nonsense. The governor told Akon to her face that, yes, I will swear you in acting, but what if I do not confirm you? So what happened in the House of Assembly in rejecting Akon Ukweni was the governor's handbook. The House of Assembly sleeps with the governor's eye. I say so, and I don't have any fear of being contradicted on that point, because no one can contradict me on that point. I know what I'm talking about. I have interacted with all of them. I've interacted with the Speaker. I've interacted with the leadership of the House, and we know what goes on. So it was the governor that directed the House of Assembly not to confirm Akon, to give any reason not to confirm Akon. And that is why immediately they rejected Akon's nomination. The governor came out from his joining and they said he had traveled and swore in Morris immediately.
What is the Constitution saying in the case where one body, either the executive or the legislatures, don't agree to swear in somebody or confirm somebody's appointment after recommendation from NJC?
There is no provision in the Constitution that has provided a remedy to it. Because in fairness, the Constitution, the lawmakers, did not intend that we will have somebody who will operate the way the governor is operating. So this should give a clear indication to the National Assembly that there is a problem here. And with this problem, they should find a way to be able to circumvent it in events like this. That the proper thing to be done in this instance, which is the position of all of us, is that the governor should retransmit the recommendation made by the National Judicial Council of Honorable Justice Akon Ukweni to the House of Assembly, to enable the House of Assembly to reconsider their report and clear Akon Ukweni to be sworn in as a substantive chief judge of the state.